Understanding leadership is important to promoting the most productive team. However, what makes the best leader? Leadership has been studied extensively, and theories have been created about leadership styles and their effectiveness. In this video, we will discuss 4 different leadership theories, including contingency leadership theory, continuum theory, path goal leadership theory, and leadership substitutes theory. Furthermore, we will discuss implementing one of the leadership theories mentioned above to understand its application to a real-life scenario. Let's get started. Contingency leadership theory describes the relationship between leader, follower, and situation. To further understand this theory, let us conceptualize the word contingency. Contingency means it depends. To further explore the meaning, it is also described as something that may or may not occur if something else occurs. With contingency in mind, this theory depends on the leader, follower, and the situation. This theory describes a leader's different paths depending on specific aspects of the situation. The theory explains that if a leader understands the variables, it can predict employee performance, which can promote a more positive outcome. In order to implement this theory successfully, a leader must understand and perceive the variables and be adaptable in their leadership style. The important variables to understand are followers' capability and motivation, the leader's personality traits, behavior, and experience, and the situation's task, structure, and environment. A leader must understand all of the different aspects of a situation and act based on the information to make the best decision on which leadership style to implement. Next, we will look at the continuum leadership theory. The continuum leadership theory highlights a continuum from manager-centered to subordinate-centered leadership. The central concept of the theory is decision-making and who can make decisions based on the continuum. The continuum leadership model is similar to the contingency model, as it includes categories of follower, leader, and situation. But this model focuses on who should be making the decisions based on the situation. The continuum model focuses on 7 styles ranging from autocratic to participative. The 7 styles include state the decision that is not open to discussion. The second is make the decision and convince employees that it is a good idea. Third, present the decision and ask if there are any questions. Fourth, present a decision that is subject to change based on input. 5, state the situation, ask for a recommended decision, then make the decision. 6, let the employee decide within set limits. And 7, let the employees make ongoing decisions. The next leadership theory we're going to look at is path goal leadership theory. Path goal leadership looks at leadership style in relation to the situation. The leadership style includes directive, supportive, participative, or achievement oriented. The situation variables include the subordinate and environment. The goal of this theory is to determine what the best path is to maximize both performance and job satisfaction. In this theory, motivation is an important concept, and the leader is responsible for increasing employee engagement and motivating them to meet the organization's and personal goals. This theory further explains that performance criteria, norms, and guidelines should be specified for the follower, utilizing the most appropriate leadership style based on the leader, follower, and situation. The last leadership theory that we will discuss is the leadership substitutes theory. This leadership theory relies on subordinates and their leadership, which substitutes for the need for a formal leader. This theory also includes characteristics of the task, organization, and subordinates, and teams are seen as self-managed. In this theory, leaders are not required as subordinates are seen as being highly skilled. When reviewing the variables related to this theory, the characteristics of followers include looking at the subordinates' knowledge, experience, and training, then reviewing the task required, which includes determining if the work is considered routine and if there are clear guidelines. Lastly, the characteristics of the organization are considered, which include clear goals, plans, and responsibilities for each employee. When considering which leadership style to implement, it is crucial to understand each one. After reviewing each leadership theory and model, the continuum leadership theory would be most applicable to implement in an occupational health, safety, and wellness department within a healthcare organization. Since the team in this department only includes 8 team members, the work would be based on a continuum of tasks and situations that are presented. For example, many of the daily tasks in the department are routine and standardized. There are standard operating procedures, policies, and medical directives that guide daily activities within the department. The work is also guided by relevant legislation, including the Occupational Health and Safety Act, Public Hospitals Act, Long Term Care Act, and applicable privacy laws, as well as any regulating bodies such as the College of Nurses of Ontario that limit and guide the completed work. Situations where the team has flexibility based on the situation include any health promotion activities to be implemented for staff, data collection to evaluate programs, and the corporate wellness plan and activities. The leader can choose which leadership style to implement depending on the situation. For example, the leader will implement safety measures that are guided by the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Labor, in which the decision would not be open to discussion. Oppositely, since the wellness plan is not regulated in any way, it is based on a survey extended to all staff within the organization. The employees make decisions based on their needs, and the Occupational Health, Safety, and Wellness Department and associated committees work towards implementing activities that are based on the employees' decisions. There are varying situations within the department that require any level of participation depending on the rules surrounding the decision that is to be made. To implement this theory, the team members must be aware of the theory and model and reflect on the situation to help determine the best leadership style based on the variables. A leader would be able to assess the environment and subordinates to choose an appropriate leadership and decision making style. Although this theory seems the most appropriate, it is subjective and needs more research. In order to ensure that all team members are in accord, weekly team meetings to discuss particular situations that arise are necessary. Hence, the leader can gather data on the situation and make a decision to be communicated to the team regularly. Thank you for listening to my video. I hope you've learned information about leadership theory and are able to apply them to your work area.